Lori Harvey cries as Marjorie Harvey's move leaves Damson Idris dragged.
Not compromising my values and my standards and my requirements.
Okay, no athletes, no rappers. We're gonna go down the list.
Lori Harvey and Damson Idris really had people thinking they might be giving this relationship another chance. But now a lot of fans are wondering if Marjorie Harvey may have played a role in why things seem to fall apart again. Because one minute, Lori and Damson were being seen together after that Paris party, looking close, comfortable, and very much back on good terms. Then, almost overnight, breakup rumors started circulating again, like the earlier talk had never gone away. What first looked like a simple on and off situation quickly turned into something much more complicated once online discussions pulled in Damson's past, Lori's dating history, and long-running claims about Marjorie's influence behind the scenes. That is where the conversation really started to shift. Some social media users began asking whether Lori made that call entirely on her own or whether Marjorie may have helped steer things in another direction. And to understand why so many people even entertain that idea, critics often point to Marjorie's history and the reputation she has built over the years. In a lot of online commentary, she is not described as someone who just dates casually. People tend to frame her as someone who plans carefully and thinks several steps ahead. Before Steve Harvey, Marjorie was married to two men, Jim Townsend and Darnell Woods, who have reportedly been linked in public discussion to serious illegal activity. According to the way many people tell the story, they came from an environment where control, loyalty, and leverage were seen as everything, where those dynamics were said to be tied closely to survival itself, and Marjorie is described by some commentators as having made it out of that world. The claims remain disputed online, and no official confirmation has been provided for many of the details people continue to reference. A lot of people online believe Marjorie may have carried that same survival-first mindset into her marriage with Steve Harvey. In that version of the story, she did not simply step into the role of his wife. She reportedly became one of the most influential people in his world. Viewers often point to how she appeared to help refine his public image, strengthen her place within the family, and establish herself as a major presence around every part of the Harvey brand. And according to critics, that same careful, strategic approach is exactly what they believe Lori may have learned from her over time. Although supporters deny those interpretations and say the speculation goes too far, that is why one older moment keeps getting pulled back into the conversation. People still bring up a clip from 2015 on The Steve Harvey Show when Marjorie sat there on national television and gave 18-year-old Lori dating advice. For a lot of viewers revisiting it now, that segment feels a lot more revealing in hindsight. Just listen to what she told her.
More revealing in hindsight, just listen to what she told her.
Okay, no athletes, no rappers. We're gonna go down the list.
When it comes to dating, my mom has nothing to worry about. I got this.
Don't ever try to fit in when God has clearly created you to stand out. Always be a lady. And understand, you are the prize. Don't give yourself to anybody.
At first glance, that advice could easily sound like a mother simply telling her daughter to aim high. But once people went back and looked at it more closely, some viewers felt there may have been a bigger message underneath it. In their eyes, it was not only about love. It seemed more like a lesson about knowing your worth, understanding exactly what you bring to the table, and never accepting less than what you believe you can get. That is why when Damson and Lori first got together, the pairing stood out to so many people as something different. It felt fresh. And for anyone who may not know much about him, Damson is a critically acclaimed British-Nigerian actor who built his career from the ground up, step by step. Just like the kind of hustle he became known for in Snowfall, he was already making his own name. He did not appear to need the Harvey brand for attention. And he certainly did not seem to be looking for their money. According to online commentary, that independence may have been exactly what raised questions in certain corners of the internet. Some critics framed it this way. If someone does not need the Harveys, then they may be harder to influence or steer. And that is where the speculation around Marjorie starts getting more intense. Based on deep dive rumors and so-called insider chatter, some people alleged that her possible involvement may have started almost right away. The talk online suggested she was not simply asking the usual protective mother questions about whether Damson treated Lori well. What kept the conversation alive was the way people online started reading between the lines. Instead of treating the situation like just another celebrity breakup rumor, a lot of commenters framed it as a possible power dynamic, one where Lori's personal choices and Marjorie's perceived influence were being discussed at the same time. That shift made the story feel bigger than the relationship itself. For some viewers, the reaction was not really about proving anything. It was about pattern spotting. They looked at how carefully the Harvey image has often been presented in public, then compared that to how quickly certain relationships seemed to become a topic of debate. From there, the speculation grew, with people questioning whether every move was truly organic or whether outside guidance may have shaped more than fans realized. Others pushed back on that completely. They argued that internet audiences have a habit of turning every family interaction into a hidden strategy, especially when the people involved are already famous. In that reading, Lori and Damson may have simply been navigating a private situation under a very public spotlight, while social media fills in the blanks with theories that remain unverified. Still, that tension is exactly why the reaction has been so intense. Once people start viewing a relationship through the lens of image, influence, and control, every appearance, every silence, and every sudden shift begins to look loaded with meaning. And in this case, that is what kept pulling Marjorie's name back into the middle of the discussion, whether that was fair or not. According to the chatter that started spreading online, Marjorie allegedly wanted answers about everything: his long-term plans, his next career moves, the way he was shaping his public image, and even how his rising fame might align with the Harvey brand. If that version of events were true, a lot of viewers felt it would go far beyond a mother simply being protective. Some rumors even claimed she stayed in Lori's ear, repeatedly questioning Damson's choices, his presentation, and the way he carried himself in public. And over time, that kind of constant scrutiny can start to feel very different from simple guidance. To many people following the story online, it began to sound less like advice and more like pressure. Critics framed it as Marjorie allegedly wanting Damson to fit a very specific Harvey standard. And in their view, that standard was never just about whether he cared for Lori. It was also about understanding the family image, moving within their expectations, and recognizing that Marjorie's opinion was always going to be part of the equation, which is what brings the conversation to what many online have described as the real breaking point. Why did Damson allegedly start pulling back? Some social media users believed it may not have been because his feelings for Lori changed. Instead, they speculated that he may have realized being with Lori meant stepping into something much bigger than a relationship alone. In that reading, he was not just dating Lori. He was also navigating her family image and the influence people believe Marjorie carried behind the scenes, though those claims remain unverified. Some people online started wondering if Damson looked at the pattern, looked at what some reports suggested happened with Michael B. Jordan, looked at the steady cycle of high-profile men connected to Lori, and decided this was never going to be a situation he could truly win. In that version of the story, he may have realized the relationship came with pressure far beyond the relationship itself. And while Marjorie may have believed she was protecting the Harvey image, a lot of commenters felt Lori was the one left stuck in the middle of it all. Some fans have long argued that Steve's biological children may have been pushed to the background, while Marjorie allegedly helped shape the public family image more heavily around her own children. According to years of online chatter, the situation was said to be even more complicated because some people believe the children did not get along in the beginning. Whether that is fully accurate or simply the kind of family gossip that grows louder around famous names, the rumor has followed the Harveys for a long time, and it still gets pulled back into the conversation whenever people start questioning how that blended family dynamic really worked behind the scenes. And that is why the conversation kept stretching beyond Lori and Damson themselves. For a lot of people watching online, this was starting to look less like random celebrity gossip and more like a debate over who really holds influence when relationships unfold inside a tightly managed public image. Every old rumor, every awkward timeline, and every past headline started getting pulled back up as people tried to connect around questions that still have not been officially answered. At the center of all that was a bigger question that kept resurfacing. If Lori was making a personal decision, why did so many viewers immediately assume there had to be another layer to it? That reaction says a lot about how the Harvey family is perceived online. Supporters see a polished, successful family that has stayed visible for years. Critics, though, often argue that the image looks so controlled that even ordinary relationship changes start to feel strategic. That is where the speculation became especially intense. Once people believe image and influence are part of the story, they stop viewing silence as simple privacy. Instead, they read it as a signal. They analyze who appeared where, who stopped appearing, and how quickly the tone around the relationship seemed to shift. None of that convinced every viewer that the theories being shared were accurate, of course, but it helps explain why so many internet commentators refuse to treat this as just another breakup rumor. For those commenters, the real intrigue was never only whether Lori and Damson split again. It was whether the reaction surrounding them raised questions about something larger. Expectations, control, and the pressure that can come with being close to a family whose public brand is watched so closely.
They went bowling one night in Memphis when me and Marjorie first got together. We brought all the kids together, all 7 of them. They wasn't in agreement. And all the girls went bowling one night in Memphis. Decided Marjorie first got together. We brought all the kids together. They don't think it's right. And all the girls went bowling and came back and decided they didn't want us to get married and said they don't think it's right.
South high spelling consistency. J's Lori/Lore, KO Lori. Marjorie/Marjorie, KO Marjorie, or grammar flow, J's, a public suggesting KO, a public narrative suggesting, or typos J's, too nice, KO, too nice. KO context kahizab se perfectly adjust car dia high talkie voiceover call flow, or outro ectum professional sound care. And according to the way many fans interpreted it, the moment Damson appeared to step back, some people began speculating that the Harvey PR machine may have shifted into image protection mode. In that version of a story, the last thing they would want is a public narrative suggesting that a high-profile man chose to leave someone many people have long framed as a prize. So, as some online commenters tell it, that is where the polished, too nice narrative started picking up steam. It redirected the conversation, making it seem like Lori simply lost interest, instead of leaving people to ask what may have really caused Damson to pull away. But a lot of viewers are clearly not accepting every neat explanation anymore. They've been studying the timing, comparing it to past patterns, and pulling Marjorie's alleged influence right back into the center of the discussion. The reaction online suggests many people no longer see this as just one more celebrity split. To them, it points to a much bigger conversation about image, control, and who may be shaping the story behind the scenes. One comment making the round said, "Lori needs to slow down. Hopping from man to man as a woman doesn't look good at all. She needs guidance, and I would be surprised if Steve Harvey, relationship advisor, isn't speaking to her about every short and public romance. It's okay to be beautiful, an entrepreneur, and single." Another comment took aim at Marjorie instead, saying, "Marjorie is crazy. If she will do that to that young man, imagine how she treats Steve." Those reactions, harsh as they are, show where the internet's head is at right now. Some people are criticizing Lori's dating pattern, while others are focusing almost entirely on Marjorie's rumor role in how these relationships play out. None of those claims have been officially confirmed, and a lot of this remains internet speculation. But the fact that so many people are reading the situation this way says a lot about how suspicious the public has become of the image surrounding this family. Now, the big question lands with you. Do you think the online speculation about Marjorie's influence is what really pushed Damson to step back, or are people reading too much into a complicated relationship? And when it comes to Lori, do you think a truly private, steady romance is even possible while so much public attention and family image talk keeps surrounding her? Drop your take in the comments. And if this breakdown on Lori, Damson, and the rumors around Marjorie gave you something to think about, like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I will see you on the next one.